Hey bros, hey gals, coming to you live from BitBlock Boom. Welcome to another episode of Simply Bitcoin, a channel that breaks down all the daily Bitcoin news from Twitter to important updates to cringy fails. We have it all. Before we get started, don't forget to drop us a like and, of course, subscribe. Take it away, Phil.
All right, everybody, let's hit up the Clark Moody dashboard.
Clark Moody dashboard.
All right, so block height, 645,609. The price, 11,314. Chain rewrite days, quite a bump, 553. And the total capacity on Lightning, 1,040.12 BTC.
Dude, keeps fucking climbing.
It does. It's actually slightly back from yesterday, the total capacity. But something that's interesting is that you'll notice that the chain rewrite days go up like a stair. So it just, to me, this is just constantly increasing security.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the most important things, man, for sure. Definitely. Phil,
All right.
Is it time for the daily fail? Paka!
Oh, nice. You're throwing that one in, huh? I'm getting the paka for this one.
I didn't bring the chicken.
That's okay. But no, we brought the chicken. Here's the daily fail, man.
We brought the chicken.
Here it comes. The daily fail is Peter McCormick.
Dude.
Peter McCormick. So he's, there's having a discussion, right, about wallets. And then permanoob Peter throws this in. It's been in Bitcoin for how long? Who has he had on as his guests?
Everybody.
Okay. Like this guy talks to the cream of the crop Bitcoiners. And this is what he does, right? This is his shtick. He sits there and, he acts like a fool and he pretends that it's like, oh, it's for my show, to engage the noobs. But constantly pretending that you have no idea what you're doing is being disingenuous.
Absolutely.
That's really what it is. Because you can absolutely know what you're doing and still provide material to a noob. And if you have no idea what you're doing, why is a noob listening to you to begin with?
Exactly. It's man.
Right? It's kind of cringe, right?
It's super cringe, bro. Like, this isn't the first time he's done this too. He's done this with other topics as well.
Oh my God, he's done this with everything.
It's like,
there's too many Bitcoins. There's so many different Bitcoins.
It's kind of BS that like he has one of the biggest podcasts in Bitcoin.
Which props to him, man. He's able to market himself very well. And, you got to give that to him.
Absolutely. But
this aspect is cringe.
But it just goes to show, don't trust those Bitcoin influencers, man. And we learned that earlier on a couple days ago with Lop, So don't trust those Bitcoin influencers, man, because they're definitely, they're not all kosher. Anyways, guys, it's time for the meme review.
What do we got today for the meme review?
Dude,
nice. Bitcoin Meme Hub back in the action. I like this one. This is great.
Breaking news, Federal Reserve just announced a historic monetary change, allowing inflation to run hot. Money printer go brrr, and my voice just broke. And thereby sneakily stealing everyone's fiat savings. Money printers go brrr. The sky's the limit. Opt out of this corruption system. Bitcoin is you money. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this. I love this.
I love it. And Bitcoin Meme Hub churns out the awesome material every single day. Okay.
Hell yeah.
So
Hell yeah. So
I know what I'm giving.
So Phil, what's your rating?
My rating is
10. Woof. All right. I see that. And my rating with my imaginary sign, which I didn't bring because I'm traveling, is a 10. But you'll see it right here in the edit. Awesome. All right. So, guys, it is time for the Daily News, sponsored by Crypto Cloaks. Let's see what we got today. We got some very interesting news, guys. Definitely very interesting news, for sure. And guys, there was a huge announcement today. I actually sat through it, so you guys didn't have to see the hour-long conference of this of these old dudes kind of dictating what the hell is happening with the whole financial system. It's kind of BS, but I sat through it so that you guys didn't have to see through it. And basically, Powell, it's this old dude who actually runs the Fed, which basically controls the entire planet, basically made this bold statement that he said, hey, guess what? We're going to keep interest rates lower, but we're not going to control that inflation anymore. So, if it goes above 2%, we're not really worried about that so much. And guys, keep in mind that the whole purpose of the Fed, right? So that means the central banks will be more inclined to allow inflation to run higher than the standard 2% target. So remember, guys, the whole purpose of the Fed is for two reasons, right? They have to control unemployment and they have to control inflation. That's their only purpose, right? And the fact that Powell announced today in front of everybody and the whole international community, right, that they're allowing inflation rate to go above 2% tells me one thing: they're in trouble. Tells me another thing: they don't care, because the people that get affected by this higher inflation the most is the lower 50% of the population.
Yep.
And they don't care. And they're willing to do that to artificially prop up the economy. And that's very significant. And this event today has proved Bitcoiners completely right. And we've been prophesizing this day for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years since Satoshi wrote in the Genesis block, Chancellor on the second bailout for banks. Satoshi literally said that they were going to keep doing this. And today was the day that was proven correct. What do you think, Phil?
So I think first I watched a part of it, and the one thing I can say is that it's a bunch of word salad. Okay, it was, to be honest, just complete bullshit. The artificial rates that they pretend that they're keeping right now, you can go to a site, I think it's called the Chapwell Index. I think it's chapwellindex.com or something like that, where you could actually see the true inflation rates and where they're hiding it. So pretty much this is going to be very bad, I think, for retail consumers in the long run. I think that we are about to see some really bad times, and for people that unfortunately don't know any better than to hoard cash, they're going to find that their purchasing power significantly drops because of this.
Absolutely, I completely agree, and it's scammy. But hey, guys, if you hold Bitcoin, doesn't matter, right? So the next piece of news is pretty interesting, guys. Actually, you know what? It's not that bullish, but I have to tell you guys, and this was kind of a big deal. The IRS is sending tax letters to people that have been using this service called Coin Tracker. It basically, what Coin Tracker essentially does is it allows you to record keep and file your taxes properly. So what the IRS did is that they went to Coin Tracker, they see what customers are using that service, and they sent out a bunch of letters. Now, what's the really interesting part about this, guys, is that they sent two types of letters. Actually, you know what? I'm reading three. They send a 6173, a 6174, and a 6174A. They sent a total of 10,000 letters. And the reason that this was a big deal, guys, is because the 6173 letter, don't butcher me if I'm wrong here, but I know the two concepts of the two letters, is essentially saying, hey, I'm keeping an eye on you. It's not telling you that you owe anything, that the IRS is going to audit you. It's just a letter saying, make sure you file your taxes correctly, and that government-tease type of talk. And then, of course, the other type of letter, the 6174, is it's essentially a type of audit where they're saying, hey, I want to see your crypto transactions. So what could you learn from this, right? You could learn two things, right? Don't use Coin Tracker, man. Do your own taxes, because if you're using these services that make it easier to file your Bitcoin taxes, man, they just gave out your information to the IRS. And number two is, dude, the IRS is sending, I don't even know if that's legal. They're sending they're sending threatening letters. It's not saying that you broke the law. It's not saying that you owe anything. It's not saying that you're in trouble. It's saying we're keeping an eye on you. So, man, Big brother, guys. Big brother. What do you think, Phil?
Yeah, I think you sign essentially. Well, I mean, look, like with any service that you use, you sign a EULA, okay, like an end user agreement, and in that end user agreement, it pretty much, you pretty much sign your life away, right? You sign your soul, and at that moment, when the IRS decides to go and speak to a company like CoinTracker, I mean, really, they have no choice but to comply, right? So,
Absolutely.
like you said, you're better off definitely doing your own taxes. Number one, number two, and of course we're not accountants, so it's not financial advice. But number two, like on that question when you're filling out your taxes about if you own any cryptocurrency, you should definitely say no. So,
Oh my God.
I mean, I just
Savage.
you don't want to give them the rope to hang you with, right?
You don't want to give them ammunition. Absolutely.
That's
But
right.
guys, again, huge asterisk. We are not, we're not lawyers. We're
financial
not tax
advisors.
attorneys. This is just
Not
our
tax
humble opinion. Don't listen to us because we're just a bunch of degenerates on the internet. Okay. So,
Bitcoin, please.
Phil, I heard there were some software releases today.
You know what? Not as much as yesterday, but there was a couple. Let's take a look. Software releases. All right. What we've got today is we've got Spectre version 0.70 released. They've got the new Spectre desktop app. SAT's the standard. Select either SATs or BTC as your unit of account. Run the numbers. Ooh. Audit Bitcoin supply directly from Spectre. Oh my God, you could just audit supply like that. You don't need to have 75 people argue on Twitter. Added wallet address history list. Fix signing with Kobo Vault. I actually tested out the Kobo Vault. It's a pretty cool. What's it called? Air gapped wallet.
Shout out Lishin.
That's right. And we will put a link in the description.
Absolutely. And guys, this is a special edition. I'm here at BitBlock Boom, and I will be reporting, not on the ground, but I will be updating you guys with everything that happens, and you'll hear it from me. What happens here? Tune into Simply Bitcoin, and you'll find out. And that's the end of our show.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tune in tomorrow if you want Simply Bitcoin and no shit coins.